kayong lahat, nandito na naman po tayo sa panibagong video dito sa ating channel. At ang paborito kong video at paborito kong content na ginagawa ay ating gagawin ngayon. Yan ay ang Kuya Wes Take Review. Ang featured product natin ngayon, ang featured tech natin ngayon ay ang iPad 8 generation. At ating pag-uusapan kung worth it ba itong bilhin o kung worth it ba ito para sa inyong mga pera. Ang iPad 8 generation ay lumabas ngayong 2020, actually September 2020. And aking masasabi na ito ang pinakamura sa lahat ng iPad na lumabas ngayong taong ito. Pero, kung ating pag-uusapan ang presyo, syempre pag mas mababa ang presyo, may mga compromises na ginawa dito. At ating pag-uusapan natin yan. And at the end of the video, we will find if this iPad 8 generation is a bang for your buck. Pagbukas ng box, makukuha niyo ang iPad mismo, ang inyong tablet. And then below that, you will have the carton sleeve na kung saan meron nandoon ang iyong mga papeles tulad ng instruction manual. And of course, ang infamous Apple sticker. Sa baba ng carton sleeve na ito, makikita naman natin ang USB Type-C to Lightning cable at ang 20-watt charger which allows you to charge your iPad from 24% to 89% for around 3 hours and 23 minutes. Of course, mabagal ito para sa ating standard, pero you can use your own MacBook chargers kung gusto nyo ng mas mabilis na charging. Sa design naman, makikita natin dito, very simple. Old design pa rin siya ng iPad. Kung at inyo makikita, it's just the old design of iPad. May makapal na bezel dito. Pero, pag-usapan pa rin natin, ano ba ang mga matatagpuan natin dito? Right off the bat, meron tayo dito 10.2 inches na Retina display with 500 nits of brightness which allows you to view your screen very easily kahit na nasa ilalim ka ng araw. Also, dito pagdating natin sa baba, makikita ninyo, this is your home button and your touch ID at the same time. Kaya naman, you can use your fingerprint pang-unlock ng inyong tablet. Dito naman sa baba, makikita nyo ang dalawang speaker grills which gives you a stereo audio. Pero, dahil sila ay parehas na nasa baba, when you look at it like this, you will still get a mono audio experience because it does not go in both directions or in two different directions. And sa gitna ng mga speaker grill, makikita nyo naman ang lightning port. You can use this lightning port to charge your iPad, of course, and maybe you can use this to transfer data from your iPad to your MacBook. Although it's faster to just use AirDrop, pero you can try using that. Dito naman sa right side, makikita nyo, very simple, very plain. You can only see the volume rocker in here. And then here on the top side, you will have the power button, a microphone, and of course a 3.5mm jack, which is good for media consumption and also good for gaming. I personally use my 3.5mm jack for headsets, and I don't usually use the loudspeaker because headsets is better than loudspeakers. Dito on the left side, you will have the smart connector na kung saan pwede nyo i-connect ito sa Magic Keyboard ng Apple or other keyboards that supports these kinds of connection. Dito sa likod, you will have here the aluminum alloy which gives a durable and elegant design to your iPad. Of course, hindi mawawala ang Apple logo. And dito, makikita natin sa top left corner, makikita nyo ang 8-megapixel camera which gives an okay quality of cameras. On the top middle part of the back of your iPad is another microphone which allows you to have a dual microphone system in your iPad, which is good for Zoom conferences and for recording audio or recording video using your iPad. Now for its performance, dun bumawi ang Apple. This is equipped with a 12 bionic chip which allows you to run iPadOS 14, which is the latest version of the iPad OS. And also, powering this iPad is a 32.4 watt-hour battery which can last for around 8 hours. Actually, I played World of Dragoness using this iPad and I was doing my daily quest for around 8 hours. And at the end of the day, it still have around 25% of battery, which is really good given the fact na walang pahinga ang kanyang screen at tuloy-tuloy na naglalaro at tuloy-tuloy na nag-daily quest ang aking character. For the cameras, it's an okay performance because we have here at the back we have an 8 megapixel camera, and on the front we have a 1.2 megapixel camera, which is okay for Zoom conferences. Pero if you're gonna be using this for photography, mobile photography, I don't recommend using this. Although for me it's okay because I don't use my iPad for photography. I mostly use this for productivity and for gaming purposes. But for photography, I would rather use an iPhone or other Android devices. Now let's talk about its gaming performance. Sulit ba siya sa pag-game? Sulit ba siya for gaming? Ano ang quality ng mga games na pwede mong laruin dito? Una natin pag-usapan ang Mobile Legends. Kaya patakbuhin ng iPad 8th generation ang Mobile Legends with its highest graphics settings. It can actually access the ultra settings dahil sa optimization na binigay sa kanya ng Moonton. And of course, having a 12 Bionic chip as its processor, it can run the ultra settings smoothly and very easily. And of course, with its big screen, you can easily see the surroundings, pwede mo makita yung map, and madaling makita ang action na nagaganap sa isang laro. Probably a downside with this is having a bigger screen also makes your controls bigger, which makes it impossible for you to hold your iPad in the usual mobile position. So if you're gonna be playing Mobile Legends using iPad 8th Gen, I suggest that you use a stand or a case na kung saan pwede mong itayo ang iyong iPad and you play with your multi-fingers. Next na pag-usapan natin ang Call of Duty Mobile. I was able to set it into high settings with high frame rate. Pero kung gusto mong mag-ultra high or maximum frame rate, bababa ang iyong settings or bababa ang iyong graphics into a one step lower, which is still high, pero hindi nga lang siya ultra high. Also, advantage of playing Call of Duty in your iPad, meron kang malaking screen, you can see all the enemies, madaling makita ang kalaban, and madaling makita kung ano nangyayari sa iyong game. Just like in Mobile Legends, you cannot hold it properly using the usual mobile stands. So again, if you're gonna be playing games with your iPad, I suggest that you have a stand or a holder na kung saan siya ang hahawak ng iyong iPad para tuloy-tuloy ang iyong game experience. Now, syempre, hindi pwedeng mawala ang one of the most popular games in 2020, which is the Genshin Impact, giving its players a breathtaking scenery and impressive gameplay and grabing gandang graphics. Makikita natin ang dahilan kung bakit maraming players ang na-hook sa larong ito. And of course, you can play Genshin Impact smoothly in your iPad 8th generation in a low graphics settings. If you want to, you can move it into a medium settings, which will record it as a balanced settings. The only problem with that is I experience crashes every now and then while playing in medium settings. Kung gusto mong i-overclock ang iyong processor, you can try doing it in high graphics settings, but I do not recommend it because it will produce a lot of heat, which will cause a longer problem para sa iyong iPad. Given the fact that the iPad 8th generation processor is 2 generations behind kesa dun sa iPad Air and iPad Pro, sulit bang bilhin ang iPad 8th generation? Ang presyo niya in DG Gadgets for the 64GB variant, you can get it for around 18,000. Ang aking kinuha ay ang 128GB variant ng iPad 8th generation is around 24,000 lang. Now, given the fact na nakatipid ka ng sobra at hindi masyadong madaming compromise when it comes to gaming, I would definitely say that the iPad 8th generation is a bang for your buck. So kung ikaw ay naghahanap ng isang tablet para sa school, sa trabaho, probably in business, and ayaw mo gumastos ng around 40,000 pesos, you can choose the iPad 8th generation as an alternative, of course, sa iyong mga bibilin. Despite the fact na meron siyang 2 generation behind A12 Bionic chip, you can still get a lot of performance from this processor. And of course, salamat na rin sa tulong ng optimization ng maraming software developers. So I hope nakatulong sa inyo ang video na ito. And kung kayo may mga tanong, comment down below in the comment section. Kung nagustuhan nyo ang video na ito, hit that like button. And kung kayo hindi pa subscribe na rin kayo. Libre lang yan. And pindutin nyo na rin yung bell button dyan para updated ka sa tuwing mag-upload ako. Next video, bala ko mag-unbox ng another phone. So abangan natin yan kung sulit ba ang aking i-unbox na phone. So yun lang muna siguro ngayon. Kita-kita tayo muli sa susunod na video.